Bones are amazing things. They hold us up, they support us, they make us strong. But bones have other uses. In the past, bones were thrown by diviners, seeking out the mysteries of the future. Now the bones are cubes, made of plastic or resin, but they still reveal things to us. As they fall from our fingers and rattle across the table, the story becomes clear. Welcome to Bone Throwers Theater, an RPG actual play podcast.
Welcome to Bone Throwers Theater. My name is Aaron, and I will be playing Sam Feluge.
This is Jeremy, and I am playing Julian Illix.
This is Jeff, and I'm playing Jerr Lan.
And this is Johnny, and I'm playing Chime.
And this is Jordan, and I am the GM. And it's funny enough that the last campaign, Jeff was the one who always had to look up the name of his character. Now
I was planning ahead this time. I've been sitting here staring at
character
it.
sheet.
Well, there you go. We're getting off to a good start. So today is the very first post-prologue episode. This is the beginning of season 1 of our new campaign. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. We're going to go ahead and say that a few days have passed since the events of the prologue. If I remember correctly, Chime's office burst into flames when...
And I was put on administrative leave.
Yes, when one of his fire elemental, one of the people that you were counseling...
Out processing.
Yes, had an incident.
Meltdown?
Yes, meltdown is accurate.
Meltdown, yeah. And...
Flare up?
Flare up, yeah. Flare up, meltdown.
And jump to a different body.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Jerr Lan is a firefighter, so he was called to the scene. Julian was actually there trying to track down some information about an arsonist.
Mm-hmm. That he suspects is a fire elemental.
Yes. And Sam, you were there because you were looking for help finding a job.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that scene was taken care of, then
Jerr showed up at Julian's place to further discuss his
Conspiracy theories.
Yeah. and then Sam decided to flat out murder someone.
Yeah.
And then walk away.
Needed to happen.
It was pretty horrible.
Did Sam decide or did Shade decide?
We both decided.
it was a shady decision. We'll just put it that way.
It was mutual?
Yeah.
That's even scarier.
Yeah.
Was it truly mutual, or do you just think it's mutual because you're...
Yes.
What has everybody been up to during that time frame?
Putting out fires.
Putting out fires.
Saving people.
Has there been a lot of fires?
No.
No.
Just small little flare-ups in people's homes.
One time, my wife and I were driving through a parking lot of a grocery store, and someone had tossed a cigarette into the mulch. Mm-hmm. And so
happens all the time.
Yeah, so that was on fire. So we were dumping water bottles on it, trying to put it out. And then we had to actually call the fire department. It's hey, yeah, there's some bushes on fire down here. So, very dry summertime. So I imagine that, you guys are dealing with that kind of issue as well.
Well, not so much, but yeah, small things like that. That aren't really...
They're not 5-alarm fires.
Endangering lives, but they need to be put out before they do get to the point of endangering
How many
lives.
kittens did you rescue?
That was my next question.
No kittens.
Because we discovered last time that pets are heavily regulated by the council.
Not very many people have them.
Mm-mm.
Except for that poor child.
The poor child. Suddenly with a cat.
Is it a fair trade? Time will tell.
Doubtful.
How about you, Chime? What have you been doing in your time off?
Just trying to come to grips mainly with what happened, with my fear of fire elementals and that one just going psycho like that. I tried to call my brother and there was no response.
Okay.
So I've mostly been sitting in my house.
Did we say you lived in barracks, or do you have your own residence?
I have my own residence in the city.
Okay.
It's not far from base.
We said basis towards center of town, right?
That's good.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
How about you, Sam? Did you murder anybody else?
Nope, Sam's been laying low.
Yeah?
Trying not to draw attention to myself. Doing what I do best.
Merkin.
No, hiding. Hiding, being quiet and sneaky.
How about you, Julian?
Julian would have just done more investigating. I don't know where you were taking the campaign, but I have a feeling that he's been getting stonewalled by the military as far as they're very tight-lipped about information regarding that fire elemental. So he's going to temporarily, I guess, put that investigation on hold and has spent like the last day doing more research into trying to find Aylin, his daughter, who she was taken by and where she might have ended up.
Okay. So we're going to go ahead and say that it is late at night. You are actually on shift at the fire department, Jerr Lan.
Fair enough.
And the alarm goes off. It is time for you to go fight the fire.
Going to the fire.
Yes. You are called to a nicer part of the district. It's not far from the military base, but it's a townhouse that is completely ablaze. And it's not a small townhouse. It's actually, it looks like it belongs to someone who is actually rather wealthy.
Okay.
So not me.
No, not Chime.
Is there like people around watching?
Oh yes. There are crowds that are
Alright.
milling around, and
So I guess me and the other guys on my team would go over and ask if anyone was still in there and start setting up the hose and all that good fun stuff.
okay. Your chief actually comes over and he tells you that he needs you to actually go into the building and make sure that there are any survivors.
Okay. So I get my mask on and spray pack with the water so I can get through doorways and whatnot.
Now, your mask, I'm assuming it leads to a tank. Does it like have an air elemental in the tank or something like that? Or
No, just compressed oxygen.
okay.
Plain old compressed oxygen.
That's so boring though.
So safe.
It's so safe. So safe. It's not even funny. No, we wouldn't.
Compressed oxygen, not compressed air.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, compressed air. It's just an air tank.
Oxygen is rather explosive.
You don't want to carry that into a fire with you.
Breathable air.
Breathable air. Okay, cool. You get ready to go into the burning house. It is a complete conflagration. There are flames coming out of the windows. It's a 3-story townhouse. You can just tell that it's gone up like smoke. Bad analogy. It's going up.
Gone up like a match.
Really. Shut up. It's going up really quickly.
Depending on how quickly would determine whether or not anyone would go in there. Because if it's going up too quickly, we'll just have to do what we can from the outside. If it's still structurally sound and reasonably contained, then we can go in there.
It appears to be sound for the moment.
Until you walk in.
No.
And the building does 20d damage.
20d damage.
I rolled an 82.
Alright, so I go in there,
It will be safe for you to
fire
go.
axe in hand,
Okay.
an extra mask in case someone's unconscious from smoke.
Okay. Sounds good. You're going through the room by room. There's a very nice sitting room that's on fire.
Yeah.
It has a piano that's on fire.
But somehow it's still playing.
Yeah, it's a player piano. The dining room is ablaze, but it doesn't look like the fire started like in the dining room or the kitchen or anywhere like that. Go ahead and make an investigation roll.
That's not high enough.
It's not a bad roll though.
No, it's not. Yeah, 12.
Okay. Yeah. So you are able to hear some noises coming from upstairs. It sounds like you can hear very faintly.
Alright, so I go upstairs,
Okay.
being cautious
Okay.
about the stairs.
Go ahead and make me a roll for the stairs.
20D.
What am I physique?
You're trying to step softly.
So reflexes.
Yes. To make
Okay.
sure that like the steps are stable underneath your foot.
That is not nearly as good. 7.
Okay. As you're going, you can feel some weak spots, and you'll just have to be careful coming back down.
Yeah.
It seems like the carpet is actually starting to like have wisps of smoke come out of it, which is a real shame because it was a very nice carpet. You don't see these every day. It sounds like when you get up to the second level, you hear it. It sounds like it's coming from a door at the end of the hallway.
Go down and try to open the door.
The door is not blocked.
So it's not closed?
No,
It's
not
just
like
sounds like someone's coming from in there.
you're able to turn the knob and push the door open.
I wasn't
There's
going to
nothing-
use a knob.
Yeah, well, the door is not obstructed, but if you want to gratuitously destroy the door,
No, if I don't have to destroy the door, I'm not going to destroy the door. It's just wasting time.
okay. So you're able to go in.
I go
And
into the room and...
there's an older man there.
Alright.
He's not very tall. He seems to be like gasping for air. Like
Alright.
it's running out pretty quickly.
Well, I go over and put my extra mask on
Okay.
his face so he can try to breathe regularly and help me help him out.
Okay.
I ask him if there was anyone else in the house as I start helping him move. Well, first I ask him if he can walk.
I think I'll be all right with just some help.
Alright. Is there anyone else in the house?
I'm not quite sure. I think there might have. I think there might have been a burglary happening.
Okay. Well, let's get you out and then I'll come back in.
Okay. Go ahead and make me a physique roll to help kind of help carry him down the stairs.
Nice. 20.
You are very able to help him down the stairs.
Alright, I get him outside and take him over to where people can help him. And
Okay. You're a firefighter, not a paramedic, correct?
yes, firefighter.
So you do see some paramedics over to the side, and you're able to get him over to them just fine.
Yeah.
You said you're going to go back into the house?
Yeah, so take care of him. I'm gonna go back in. He said there might have been someone else inside.
Okay.
I don't really know where I would begin looking because I don't know the layout of the house.
Okay.
You've already searched the first floor, right?
First floor.
Kinda.
You heard him on the second floor. There's also a third floor.
I'll go back to the second floor and check the other rooms just in case, if there were any other rooms.
There's. It looks like another bedroom on that floor.
Okay, well, is there anyone in there?
No.
Alright.
It looks like a kid's room, like
Okay.
some toys.
Then I will head to the top floor,
Okay.
being cautious on the stairs again.
Okay.
Oh,
That failed. How far does he fall?
I mean, I'm heading towards the basement. Unintentionally.
yeah.
He rolled a 0.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah, it's wonderful when you have 2D in something.
Yeah.
Just
So you
as
at least get a 1.
If you have 2D, you need to have at least a plus. So you do not get a 0.
As a side note, Jeff is not a proponent of the pips in the OpenD6 system.
That requires math.
Yeah.
Math can save your life.
Guess I'm dying young. I guess I'm dying young. My character's definitely not dying young. He's already 241 years old.
Well, Jeff is not dying young either. So what happens though is like about halfway up the stairs, going up to the third floor, one of the steps is completely burned through.
Mm-hmm.
And so as you step on it, it just completely collapses and you fall down with one of your feet like stuck through the border. You're stuck all the way to your knee.
Okay, so I will
It's on fire.
use my physique to get out.
Your physique.
Yeah, he is. Oh,
Oh,
that's not bad.
12.
it's 12.
Okay, yeah. You're able to pull your leg free. I guess you'll know to avoid that one next time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Alright.
You continue upstairs.
Yeah, do I need to roll again?
Not to get up the stairs.
Okay.
But you will need to roll investigation.
A perception.
Yeah.
I thought this was the good wild
Well,
guy.
he's rolled 4 6s and 2 1s.
Yeah.
They've all been 6s or 1s though.
I just rolled another one on my wild die.
And this is a 2-die check.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So after this session, Jeff, put +1 in everything.
You have enough character points to do so.
So you don't end up with 0.
Yeah, you're able to see that there's a hall. There's like 3 or 4 doors.
Well, it makes sense that there'll be a lot more smoke, and
Yeah.
I will go through and check the doors as I come across them. And
Okay. The first door on the left is locked, or it's not able to open.
I pound on it and yell, "Is there anyone in there?"
You can't hear anything.
I move on.
Okay. The next door is on the right.
Mm-hmm.
It opens some, but there's a bit of resistance to it.
All right. I'm going to use my physique to push it.
Okay.
Here's another 6.
So let's see what you gotta get.
I'm telling you, but all 6s are 1.
That's I mean,
At 18.
You're able to push it to the side.
this is more 6s than 1s. I mean, that's
Yeah. So am I able to get the door open?
You're able to get the door open, and it wasn't being held in place by like a person leaning against the door.
Okay,
or
good.
anything. It was a desk.
Someone was hiding.
Someone had pushed the desk out.
Barricaded it.
Yeah, like
All
out
right.
of the way.
So I'm looking for someone in the room.
Hey, not a 6 or a 1.
Not a 6 or a 1.
But it ended up being 6.
So it seems like the fire is really bad in this room. It's like this is the worst that you've seen of fire. It's coming from this room.
Is the window open?
No.
Is there a window?
No.
Okay. Because you said it was a townhouse,
It is
right?
a townhouse, so it's got things on each side, like
It's a
different houses
completely
on each
interior
side.
room.
But in addition to the desk, you can see like an office chair. It looks like there's a cork board on the wall.
Do I see any bodies?
Yes.
All right, I go over and grab the body.
Okay.
Fireman's carry.
This body looks weird.
Doesn't matter, I'm taking it out.
Okay.
no, you're not.
You got
Oh, 1!
I don't even know what to tell you.
Why do we have Jeff kicking on this campaign? This is not bode well for the rest of this. It's setting the tone.
So I missed trying to get him up the first time.
Okay. It actually, it's weird. There's like some kind of resistance
To the body.
to the body.
I guess I'll search around the body, see if it's being held down by anything or like
pinned down.
pinned down somehow.
Okay. When you look, it doesn't appear like the body is pinned down, but you can tell that they're like laying on the floor in front of it. It looks like a safe.
Open or closed?
Closed at the moment.
Okay.
But from about the chest down, the body looks fine. But the head and the shoulders and the arms are laying stretched out towards the safe. It looks like a mummy. Desiccated, shriveled, completely dried out. Teeth are missing. You can see like the skin has turned black. Part of it is peeled away. You can no lips on the face. The ears are gone. No hair. The clothes don't look like on the top part of the body. It doesn't look like the clothes have been touched by the flames. It looks like they're really old.
That's weird. He's obviously gone, and if I can't get him up after a second attempt, he's gonna stay.
Okay.
And we'll
Hey,
a 6.
16.
I'm sorry. What were you rolling for?
My physique.
Pick the body up.
To pick him up, to attempt to pick him up again.
You're able to do so.
Alright. I'm going to take him out of the house now.
Okay. Be careful on those stairs.
Yeah. Should I
Roll
roll physique for carrying him through the house?
Or reflexes.
Or my...
Reflexes to get down those stairs.
Oh no!
You shouldn't have said that.
Oh no!
It's a 4.
7. I rolled a 7.
That's good enough to get down those stairs. You've had training on how to get downstairs while carrying a body.
Alright.
That's a dark statement.
Yes, it is.
But it is something they're trained for.
yeah.
Yeah, it is definitely something they're trained for. Do I need to roll again for the second set of stairs?
No,
Okay,
we'll
good.
allow you to.
Yeah, stop making
All
a
right,
Jeff roll,
yeah.
please.
But now you have to work with the other firefighters to put out the blaze.
Yeah.
So use your firefighting skill.
Yep.
You're going to need 3 successes for this.
So you said, do you actually have a firefighting skill?
Yes.
Do I?
We didn't write one down, no, but
I mean, you can always use your access to water.
See, but I'm trying to keep that secret.
Okay, fine. That's fair.
So,
Your target number is going to be 12 for this.
okay. Roll my physique,
I would say,
coordination.
I would say coordination makes the most sense because you're coordinating with the. You're trying to.
you manipulating the fire hose.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll say that we'll make a track 3 successes, 3 failures.
You said it's target number's 12?
Yes.
8.
So that's 2 failures.
It's not gonna
It's
happen.
not happening.
Oh gosh.
4.
It's 3 failures.
That's 3.
That's 3 failures.
So you used all your 6s already.
I
so
did.
that's-
So we're going to actually say that the other firefighters were able to get the blaze out.
That's fair.
He's exhausted
I'm
from
exhausted from
bodies.
carrying bodies
Yes.
and being in the heat.
All right, so the fire is out. So now it's time to ask questions and investigate and see what actually started the blaze.
Yes. Well, first assumption after my previous conversations with Julian over there, and based on the state of the second body I found, it was a fire elemental.
You think so?
I think so.
Okay.
Do you report that to the chief?
No, because I'm not the official investigator for the fire department. I don't do the whole finding out where it started and.
Yeah, but they would interview you at some point.
Well, yeah, and I would tell them that the body was stuck to the floor somehow,
Okay.
and the top, they could see that the top half is charred and
Bottom half is fine.
in very bizarre condition, and the bottom half looked reasonably normal. Mm-hmm. There wouldn't be a whole lot to tell other than, there it is.
Yeah.
He was reaching toward a safe, I guess.
So at this point, one of your other firefighters says to you, "Hey, the old man that you helped out, he wants to talk to you."
All right, I'll go over.
So you go over and he's still there. He's got the cup to breathe in oxygen, and he's got a blanket around his shoulders, and he's sitting on the ground, and it looks like he's only really suffered some smoke inhalation.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
But being old, it was terrifying trying to get out of the house by yourself.
Yeah. He's not just sitting on the ground, he's actually sitting on a pillar of ground that has been raised up out of the earth. He takes down off his mask and he says, "Thank you so much for your help.
Yeah, of course. Are you feeling all right?
I don't know where I'm going to go, but I'm doing all right. I think I know you."
I do have one of those faces that looks like someone that they've seen before. I get that all the time. Trust me, I get that all the time.
Jerr,
I don't know who you're talking about.
weren't you a part of emotions to you? Weren't you a part of Healing Hands?
Again, I don't know what you're talking about.
And now you're going to make a deception roll?
Yeah, so that's under
Under presence.
presence. Okay.
Yeah.
Under presence.
Ding, 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 ding.
For this, we're going to go ahead and say that we're going to oppose with willpower. But he doesn't have willpower; he has presence. So
it's presence versus presence.
yeah. What'd you get?
I got 6.
15.
He got 20d damage.
15. No, I remember.
I'm spending character points. I will spend multiples of this to hide.
Now you want to spend character points or fate points?
You cannot scan fake
Oh,
ones.
that's
You
what you
already
did
rolled.
before. Yeah.
Yep.
Character points get you another D to roll. Oh my gosh, Jeff.
Yeah.
2 6s
Okay.
in a row.
18.
That's 3 points higher than what I got.
I have no clue what you're talking about.
I used to know someone who looked a lot like you.
Like I said, I just have one of those faces.
He was very similar to you in temperament as well. He was always looking to help people.
It's just my job.
I don't care about you.
This is what I get paid to do. I just have the strength to move people around, and I'm not afraid of fire. So,
All right. Well,
I'm glad you're doing all right.
thank you. Just let me shake your hand.
Don't do it.
I still have gloves on.
Yeah.
Shakes your hand and you
I
take 20d of damage.
shake his hand. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Or a better day.
No, I don't know how it can be better. Just, my name is Gaspar Neri. And we're going to go ahead and take a quick break there.
Hey there, my name's Anthony, and I run an actual play podcast called Deep Fried Dice, where we play role-playing games. On Deep Fried Dice, we like to explore our imaginations and tell strange stories in alternate worlds, funny fantasies, and sort of epic fiction. Twice a week, we play games using genres and systems on the less traveled side of role-playing in the hopes of showing off the flexibility this hobby can provide. If you like tabletop games, bad jokes, and hearing stories, then come listen to us at www.deepfrieddice.com.
And we're back.
Gaspar Neri.
Gaspar Neri. Gasparnri.
He's gonna come back.
Yeah, especially if he's already got the name spelled out and written down somewhere. You know he's a
Drat. See, now I can't spend character points on building my character because I have to use them to hide.
These are choices you make in life.
Yeah. You could have said Phil.
Ned? Ned Riordan? I haven't seen you forever.
The sad truth is, Gaspar Neri is somebody that you recognize from the old days.
Decades ago.
Yes.
As far as I know, Healing Hands is almost dissolved completely at this point from the death of Alexander Tyrion.
Right.
Redneck's near.
Redneck's here.
yes, rednecks are here.
Yeah, that's the name you gave them. So we're going to go ahead and jump over to Julian's character because you've heard of another
Fire.
very suspicious fire.
You said it was late at night?
Yeah, we'll say that this is the next morning.
The next morning, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking, how would he have heard?
Yes. There's a little bit of a time jump, but it is now the next morning.
You have a police scanner.
And Julian would hop onto
the
train, the monorail, the monoboat.
the aqua rail.
The Aqua Rail? Yeah,
Aqua
the
Rail.
Aqua Rail.
I like that. We're writing that down.
And head over to the center of town from, I believe you said Julian lives on the north side.
That's right.
Yeah.
Now you do have someone that you know who works on the fire department. So they might be able to get you past the yellow tape and into the actual scene so you can have a better look around.
First, he would go over and check out the scene just to see, so he has some knowledge of what it looks like there, and so he has some specific things to ask.
Right.
So he's going to go check out the scene of the fire first.
So it looks like, in addition to the one that Gaspar Neri was in, it does appear that the ones on either side of the house were actually damaged fairly substantially as well. The fire took a long time to get under control. And now like there are cleaning crews that are going through and making sure that all the rubble and everything that had fallen down into the street is getting cleared away.
Fire probably would have been out a lot faster if somebody didn't fail to roll.
Three times in a row.
So he's going to look for any members of the fire department that might be there.
Okay. There is an investigator there who's going through the house. A fire marshal?
Yeah, fire marshal.
Yeah, going through
And checking out the investigation parts of it. Trying to find the start of the fire and...
Pyroforensics.
Yeah, pyroforensics. That's the one.
So he would try and approach that person.
Okay. Easy enough.
Okay. Man, woman.
It is a man, roughly middle-aged, bulbous red nose, glasses. You can tell from the temples they're wearing a helmet, but you can tell from their temples that their hair is graying in color.
I'm pretty sure he's describing someone from our church.
Who actually is a firefighter.
It's actually a firefighter. Okay.
I actually, for a lot of the characters, like NPCs, I'll go through and I'll randomly look up celebrities or people and then use those pictures to get descriptions, to write descriptions from.
All right, so Julian walks up to him and says, excuse me, sir.
Yes, can I help you?
Yeah, I'm Julian Illix. I'm investigating some suspicious fires in the area recently, and then this one came across my desk this morning. I'm just wondering if you had any conclusions as far as the start of the fire yet, or is this still too early on in your particular investigation?
It's a little early. It looks like, from what we can tell, the fire started upstairs. So you see that third floor, it actually started in an interior office up there.
Okay. I mean, I don't know if it was reported to you. Do you know how hot this fire was? Was it just like your standard house fire, or was it burning a little bit hotter than normal? I mean, it had to be a pretty big fire looking at the damage.
Yeah,
here.
the speed that the fire started was incredibly fast. It does seem like it was hot.
It was very hot.
It was hot. It was much heated.
I know nothing. I know nothing about fire, so I have to investigate fire and come up with all these questions right now. Okay. Johnny, quick, look up a list of accelerants so I can use one of them. Because I have no idea.
Maybe we should have looked up some.
The troubles with playing roles that you have no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
This is why authors do their homework when writing books.
What's Mike Karkoff's email address?
Yeah, that's,
Sorry, Mike, if you're listening to this episode.
We don't know your
I'm
job.
going to butcher your job.
yeah, you're going to butcher his job. I'm going to butcher his job.
I think I'm responsible for this
Yes.
atrocity.
We apologize to all firefighters out there.
Yes.
We are paper pushers, computer coders, school teachers, and
Furniture movers.
yes,
We're much more
Furniture.
familiar with wielding fantasy swords rather than fighting fires.
So you want to know if there's some kind of accelerant?
Well, what he would do, and I can't find anything, sounds good. So I'm just going to make up something.
Fantasy firefighting.
Yeah. So he says, well, just to let you in on a little bit of what I've been investigating, these suspicious fires have been reported to have the use of an accelerant. However, I'm sure you can know that most accelerants, if they're used, they sort of dictate how hot the fire is going to burn as well. Mm-hmm. So it has been reported that a substance that the council has banned, GX35, has been used as the accelerant in these fires. However, GX35 doesn't burn that hot. These fires have burned a whole lot hotter. So I'm going to give you my information here, and he hands him one of his business cards. And he says, if you could just do me a favor, as soon as you find out if GX35 was used or not, let me know. That would help me tremendously in my investigation. Second thing, do you know which station reported first on this call? Because I would like to talk to the ones that were actually here during the blaze.
Yes, I do know. And he gives you the address for the station where Jerr Lan works.
All right. He says, well, thank you very much, sir. GX35, don't forget.
I won't. Although I haven't seen a GX35 fire maybe 3 years. So if it's out there again, then we definitely need to make sure that it's only used for its proper military implementations.
All right. Yeah.
For the council.
For the council. And he says it just like that.
Well, there's a fanatic.
Yeah. It's the official farewell for all government employees, sir.
Government interactions. Ugh.
Yeah, get the heebie-jeebies right there.
Yeah.
You wanted to play in the fantasy equivalent of communist Russia, so
Pretty much. That's where we're at.
All right, so I guess you would head over to the station.
you're going to go ahead and go to this station. Okay.
So he gets back on the, what do we call it, the Aqua Rail?
Yes, the Aqua Rail, which is a cool name, actually.
Actually, it's probably, it might not even be that far.
No, it's not.
So, see, I'm envisioning for this world, this city, that your middle class, lower class people are going, that is their only mode of transportation.
Yes.
And it's only the very wealthy that have personal,
Carriages,
like, vehicle type things.
Yeah.
So he probably would just hoof it over to the fire station
Okay.
since it's so close rather than get on the.
It's not a bad walk. It's only about a half an hour's walk. So you get to the fire station. I would imagine that you have some tasks that you have to get done after the fire.
Yeah, it depends on which shift I was on, whether I'd be there or not.
You were not on the outgoing shift when the fire started. You were on the incoming shift.
Okay, so I'd be finishing my day,
Okay.
cleaning up.
Having actually never been in a fire station before, I'm going to walk into the.
There's actually receptionist desks.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah, at least the one that I've been in.
Okay.
I'm going to walk into the front desk,
Okay.
present my credentials. Yeah, my name is Julian Illix. I heard you guys had a quite interesting fire last night. I'd like to talk to someone who was one of the first responders towards this fire.
Okay. There's still a few who are on shift, so I'm sure that if you wait outside the truck base, then you'll be able to interview them as they leave.
Okay. Could you provide me a list of names?
Sure. One is Fire McFireton.
No. No.
That's going in the log. Fire.
He's the bookkeeper.
Fireton. No, not
Gosh.
And also there's Jerr Lan.
Oh, Jerr Lan.
There's also, and they rattles off a few more.
Yeah,
names.
so he's got the list, and he's gonna just, okay, thank you very much, and walk around towards the open bay. See if he can, since he recognizes Jerr Lan's name,
Yes.
see if he can actually see Jerr Lan in the bay milling around.
Go ahead and make a perception roll.
Perception.
I would imagine it's a fairly easy roll to make.
I rolled a 1 on the wild die, which took away my 6. So I got a 3 plus, I got a 5.
That's what you needed.
Hey!
And I rolled to see if I was actually in the bay, and I was.
You see your new acquaintance that you just met a few days ago working in the bay.
Maybe he'll just call out to him. It's like, hey, Jerr Lan, right?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, who is it?
It's me, Julian.
Oh, hey, what's up, Julian?
He says, yeah, so here you had an interesting night last night.
Yeah, we had a fire. Nothing too out of the normal.
That's when I need to ask some questions about to make sure it's not too out of the normal, doesn't fit in with what I've got going on.
Alright.
You got a moment?
Sure, yeah. I'm nearing the end of my shift, so.
So first thing, I'm curious. The damage looked pretty extensive.
Yeah, I was one of the guys that went in to help bring people out.
And you brought somebody out?
I brought one person, one body.
Okay.
The body was a little weird, though, I must say.
The body was weird.
Yeah.
How so?
Well, the top half was desiccated and burned, and the teeth, you said the teeth were missing?
It's essentially mummified, yes.
Like charred, burned?
Looked aged? I don't know. But from just under the arms down, it was reasonably normal looking.
Well, that is weird.
And it stuck to the floor. That's the really weird part. The other part can be explained by dehydration and the heat.
A defined line between top and bottom, that's pretty weird.
Well, I mean, like, the way that it was dried out and...
Okay. Yeah, first thing that's weird.
Yes.
How hot was this fire? You were in the midst of it.
I guess maybe it had cooled down by the time I got there, but it didn't feel any different from a normal fire.
All right. What's the name of this guy that you actually pulled out?
The one that was living or the one that was dead?
Both, if you got it.
The one that was living was Gaspar Neri. Just don't mention my name around him. It's a thing. Just please do me a favor and don't mention that I'm the one you talked to.
Okay.
And the other guy, we haven't gotten an ID on him yet. His teeth were missing and we couldn't really tell about his face.
Were they found together?
No. The old man, Gaspar, he was on the second floor, and the mummy was on the third floor. He was in front of a safe, reaching out to it. But he stuck to the floor. That's the part that gets me.
Could you tell where the fire was started or what might have caused the fire?
I don't know. I was trying to get out.
Fair enough.
I mean, the blaze was the most fierce in the room where the body was, but other than that,
Okay.
no real indications, one way or the other, that I can recall off the top of my head.
Well, I've talked to the fire marshal at the scene already who was investigating, trying to figure out what exactly went on. And I've asked him to give me some information as soon as it comes to him, because I've told you that if it is a part of this other string of fires...
Yeah, another weird thing, the body was barricaded in. I guess he pushed the desk up against the door so no one could get in.
Huh. That is interesting.
Don't quite understand that one.
Okay, yeah. But anyway, as I was saying, I've already talked to the fire marshal. I'm sure he'll come by, if he hasn't already, to interview you guys. I've asked him to give me some very specific information from his findings. I don't really need you to mention that information to him specifically, but just kind of gauge him if his findings are, if they are making sense or they seem very far-fetched.
As opposed to what? I don't...
I mean, you know fires.
Yeah.
You would know if what he has concluded as the cause, the details of that fire, if that was making sense with what you saw or not.
Okay.
Because, as before, when the details of these other fires come out, they seem pretty far-fetched. Like, there's no way that could have happened. And this particular fire marshal seems very, very in line with the council.
I don't know. Some people are just weird. I'll keep an ear open for if he says anything that sounds stupid.
Yeah, so I'm going to go try and follow up on some other leads. It sounds like you'll be getting off shift pretty soon.
Long night. I'm beat.
All right. Swing by my place if you find out anything else.
All right. Will do. Have a good day.
All right, you too.
All right. Let's go ahead and talk to Chime.
I rolled an 82.
Yes, you rolled an 82. Aaron, what were you going to say?
The 82's in the log.
Fair enough.
So, Chime,
Yes.
you get a call from one of your coworkers asking if you had brought some files home.
No, all my active files were either in my office or I turned them in when I was put on leave.
Okay.
I mean, I do have some inactive files here, but I just haven't gotten around to bringing back to the office yet.
Okay.
Something particular you're looking for that I can help you with?
Well, it's just that 2 or 3 of the files that you have listed on your roster as active aren't in your filing system. We were going to go ahead and call those individuals to make sure that everything was processing well for them on their exit, and we just haven't. We can't seem to find them.
I turned in, I had 4 open files that I turned in that I had here at my home that I turned those into the registrar 2 days ago.
So you're saying that the registrar should have them?
They should, yes. That's where I was told to turn in all my active files and they would distribute them accordingly.
Okay.
Is there anybody particular that you're looking for? I might be able to give you some, just what I know
Well, there was File McFileson.
No! No!
They were looking to wrap up the file on Oriel Pellick.
Okay. Unfortunately, his file was on my desk when the office caught on fire.
So you're saying you didn't have that one at home?
No. So chances are that it burned.
Okay. What about for Campion?
Campion, if I remember correctly, it was misfiled, but that was on purpose. I have my own unique filing system for specific individuals. Check the bottom drawer of the filing cabinet in my office.
Okay.
And it should be in that drawer.
Okay. Why would you separate them out like that?
Only certain individuals get separated out, and it's for certain things that they're working on.
And also, the last one was Sam Feluge.
Sam Feluge. His should have been in the normal spot. I had pulled it out that morning to look at, but I thought I had filed it back away.
I thought that was your next appointment.
It was, and that's why I had perused it that morning. It wasn't our first meeting together. We'd met several times before that, so I just had to refresh my mind. So at least I thought I had refiled Sam's file, but it may have been on my desk as well. Just double check it should be in its proper place in the file cabinet.
Okay.
That's bizarre that you can't find his file.
Yeah, if the major finds out about this, you know how
Yes,
tight they are about the files. Alright, well, thanks very much.
You probably did refile it because remember your desk is not big enough for 2 files at the same time.
The desk is just not the office.
Such a big facility. I mean, the tiny office.
Infinite cosmic power. Living space.
Itty bitty working space.
Is there anything else I can help you with? I plan on bringing the rest of these files back this afternoon.
Yeah, if you could just get those down here as soon as possible.
Absolutely.
Just don't let the day pass.
Yep.
How are you doing, by the way?
I'm hanging in there. Have you heard, is there any word what happens with it? That rogue elemental?
Well, he wasn't a proxy before, so he's going to have to be sent for reprogramming.
Yes. I can tell you that,
Gosh.
Oh, no. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
That's a thing now.
Oh no. That got so much darker. That one sentence made this so much darker.
just make sure you let people know, whoever's in charge of this, make sure they understand this elemental jumped between bodies. Because that's not a normal thing. He shakes his head over the phone.
Yeah, I know.
No, it's not a normal. It is not a normal activity.
You hear Chime mumbling under his breath. Cursed fire elementals.
Yeah, I really don't know. I think probably Science Command is going to want to take a look at that.
Yeah.
See if they can find out more. Because could you imagine the military capability if you could forcefully push a fire elemental into opposing troops?
I don't want to think about it.
That is horrible. Why would you do that? Ever?
It's the military.
Oh,
Lethality is their business.
The worst. No offense, military.
He doesn't mean that the way the California professor meant it. He just means that
the diabolical nature of warfare is horrible.
All right. Well, now we know how Jeff feels. Thank you for listening to Bone Throwers.
I'm just saying.
I don't want to think about fire elementals being used as a weapon specifically. It's bad enough that we have as many proxies out there with their temperaments that we do.
That is true. A lot of them do go off the handle. All right. Well, I better let you get back to your...
Yeah, just wrapping up this last file here, packaging it up so I can bring it back so it can be archived.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
Yep.
So, are you going to take that over right away once you finish packaging it all up?
Once I finish packaging it all up, I'm going to take it over. I'm going to head to the registrar's desk at the building there. And
all right. Do you want to do anything after that, or?
I don't have anything specific that I want to do. Chit chat with a few people, but basically nothing important.
All right, sounds fair. Well, at this point, I think we're going to go ahead and close off the episode.
See you next week.
Thank you for listening to Bone Throwers Theater. Our cast is Aaron, Jeff, Jeremy, Johnny, and Jordan. We are releasing this podcast under a Creative Commons Attribution, Non-Commercial, No Derivatives 3.0 Unported license. That means that you can share the podcast, but please do not modify it or try to gain financially from it. If you would like to visit our website, you can do so at bonethrowerstheater.com. If you would like to send us an email, you can do so at bonethrowerstheater@gmail.com. Our Twitter handle is @bonethrowerstheater, and also you can look us up on Facebook. And until next time, may the bones fall ever in your favor. This has been a Nerd Circle podcast production.